Baconators, guess what? Yep, we are now getting a hold of Pumpkin Spice. As you can tell, she's drained now out of antifreeze. So we are going to, can you see that, guys? We're going to put that one in there. Yes. And I'm going to try and get a few more. This is going to be a long video. I'm going to try and get a little bit of as I'm doing it. And you're going to learn while I learn, because I've never done this one before. Pretty sure it's the same. You know, you undo the bolts and you put the bolts back in, right? What could possibly go wrong? Well, you're watching a Bacon Radio. Anything can happen. Okie dokie, troopers. So, bumper has come off. There was a rad here. That's for your transmission and AC, and then our air-to-air, or whatever you want to call it, cold air intake. So yeah, we got to undo all these, right? And there's a bolt here, there's a bolt up here, yeah. And then on the back side here, you got to lift it up. I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but you got to lift it up, and it hooks on that mount right there. So, yeah, you know, picking away at it, boys and girls, picking away at it. And then there's the other nice little bolt in there for that fan blade. But, yeah. Hey, we'll keep you updated.
There was a gap right there.
And then you just twisted it?
Yeah.
And that is how they get out. No fancy tools. Flat screwdriver. You're welcome. So, like you guys probably saw in the short, that is a lot of, wow. I'm gonna guess somebody missed out on some oil changes. I kind of wish I would have known that before I'd sunk all that money into this thing, because when I did the head, you would think it would have been all over in the head, because that head is even dirty compared to that one. And that's where we flipped everything over from this engine to that one, like all the injectors, the wiring harness, everything, right? Like all of this was different from an 08 to a 12, which, you know, everyone says it doesn't work. Well, it's kind of looking like it's going to work. We'll find out here when we hit the key. But, of course, we're going to wheel it over without any fuel going to it so it don't fire up. Get it to wheel over a few times, and we got to make sure we put the ring gear and all that on. But yeah, I went with a straight vane turbo instead of the VGT, because, well, those things make her for 700,000 K sometimes and don't fail. And those VGTs, you're lucky if they make them 300, 200 and some, and they fail. All right. I don't know if you guys want to see me put this thing in and hassle, all the hassle there is to that, but just have a look how dirty that is. And the other one, when we had that cover off on that one was clean in comparison. Very clean. But like, you can kind of see how dirty everything was. So basically, I was given some bad information when I was sinking all this money into this thing. And yeah, and it was very poorly maintained. So, whatever, can't complain too much. Didn't pay a lot for it, so. But, it's just a pain in the butt. I'm gonna pull the oil pan, and we're gonna have a peek at that thing. So, stay tuned. All right, Baconators. So, another tidbit of information. Did you know that that motor mount will fit on this side? And did you know that when that motor is sitting like this, they're incorrectly? The other way is not correct. So, when you're getting someone to give you a hand with something like this, make sure that they put everything on which side they got to go on. It's okay it was fixed. I couldn't figure out why the engine was so far this way. It didn't seem right. And then I saw that the steering arm was against it, and there was no way. We had to take crank sensor out because it was right against the steering box. And I'm like, what is going on here? Something is wrong. And then I looked and looked and looked, and of course, there was room for activities in this area. And nothing on this side for room. But the engine's in, and the motor bouncer tightened up, and we got some more stuff on. We got the valve cover on, blah, blah, blah. We should probably put an oil plug. Put the cap in there, eh, kids? Before we, put something bad in this thing, which, could happen. Dirt. And the way our luck has been, yeah. Oh, and tidbit, if you take the tensioner off, the belt comes off and goes on way easier. Food for thought. Boys and girls, I got to get the grill on, the hood on. But I probably got to delete the EGR too, because we've had no battery on here for a while. Whoa! She lives. She breathes. And it didn't even smoke a bunch. Pumpkin Spice is back on the road, guys. Well, probably tomorrow. I am baking. That was about the size of it. I'm out.